A recent Hayes poll says that employers have curtailed their spending on existing staff to focus on getting new ones through the door. A warning sign that Canadians' employers might be struggling in this tight labour market. Rowan is president of Hayes Canada. Great to have you with us.
Great to be here.
So obviously you want to hire new staff, you want to pay them more. Why is retention not a bigger focus for companies? We know the labour market is tight. This is probably a sign of that.
Yeah.
Isn't it as important to keep the people you already have?
Yeah, I think anybody would say that it's as important, if not more important, to hold on to your existing staff. But I think sometimes you can become maybe too comfortable with what you already have and you're focused on what you'd like to have. We've seen an increase in confidence in the marketplace over the last couple of years from individuals, from candidates, and the fear of moving job has reduced over the last couple of years because people have seen colleagues maybe moving job, or somebody who was on the market got a couple of offers, and the fear of moving has dropped. And whenever that happens, your level of satisfaction in your current job kind of drops as well, so you start to look around. And I think when you look at how much employers are planning on increasing salaries this year, it's quite a conservative position, and given how good the market is, it's starting to look a little bit incongruous.
So in terms of how employers respond to a tight labour market, we do know that it's easier to keep somebody in terms of the costs involved with training and your culture and all the rest. It's easier to keep somebody than bring somebody new in. Do employers need to be doing both right now based on what are they telling you about their expectations for hiring ahead?
Yeah, well, the expectations for hiring ahead are very, very confident. It's around 55% of companies saying that they're planning on increasing permanent headcount in the coming year. It's almost 60% saying that they're going to increase temporary and contract. So the focus is very much on bringing new people into the organisation. We had a statistic that 60% of companies said that they actually broke their own salary guides to attract new staff into the organisation. But equally, only 20% of companies are offering more than a 3% increase to their existing staff. So it looks like almost a two-speed approach to salaries, more so focused on bringing new people in than holding on to the existing people. And the biggest contributing factor to people leaving typically is salary, followed by career progression, I should say, but salary is often a big driver.
So there are other things that a company could do to make their existing employees feel better about their jobs. It doesn't have to just be money. Yeah,
for sure. If you look at the other factors, so you've got professional development, career development, company culture, all of those things added together are a bigger influence on whether somebody will stay than just salary. So your salary's got to be right, it has to be competitive, but you can't pay the most. Only one company pays the most, and probably not for very long. So you've got to have everything lined up as well. Career progression is something that companies could do a lot with. They think it's to do with promotions and salary increases, but it's actually really about challenging people and making sure that they're learning something new, working on new projects, as opposed to simply putting them up another level of the corporate ladder.
Are some employers worried that if they invest in existing employees, train them, give them extra skills, that they're going to lose them to another employer who will pay them more as they come in the door?
Yeah, you hear that a lot, actually, particularly at the lower end. A lot of companies are worried about bringing in entry-level people, putting 2 years of work into their training and development, and then for them to leave. But equally, when we asked employers in skill-short industries what was the biggest contributing factor, they actually said a lack of training and development being offered by employers. So they said it was their own issue and they could recognise that. But that's really a medium to long-term view, and they're obviously under pressure from a short-term perspective, and some of the companies are working on tight margins. So it's difficult sometimes to invest in training when maybe you don't get the payoff for 2 or 3 years.
Are there, I imagine there are specific sectors or types of work that are much more in demand than others. Are there some you're watching where employers generally are going to definitely invest?
Yeah, like the hottest markets, no surprise, is technology. Anything to do with IT, tech companies, they're investing heavy in training and development. In the construction industry and property, there's a huge demand for people there. Salaries are increasing, probably the fastest in that industry.
Actual manual labour construction or skilled trades?
We probably wouldn't know a lot about the manual side of it at Hayes. We do a lot of white-collar recruitment in construction, so architects, engineers, project managers, estimators. But those companies are very, very clued in on how to retain their staff in construction. You know, they've had years of people trying to poach their staff, and they're very attuned to what's going to keep their staff.
So what would your advice be to employers? That the labour market's been tight for a few years, and I think in your report you note employers are kind of caught out. They're a little bit, they remember the last time they couldn't get the people they need. Do they need to do a better job of balancing, keeping, retaining versus recruiting?
Yeah, I think the very first thing they could do, if you think that salaries are the biggest influencing factor on retaining staff or people leaving, the best piece of advice I could have is benchmark the salaries that you have. Sometimes companies feel that they're paying a competitive salary, but when they look at outside information, it turns out that they might be correct on certain jobs and other ones they're actually not paying at market rate. So you've got to pay at market rate. And the second thing is an investment in training, development and career progression.
Great to have you here for this.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure.
Rowan O'Grady is president of Hayes Canada. Well, we've been watching dignitaries from around the world. They've